Rhona, hey, congratulations on your new film, Hounds of War.
Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
You know what? I am doing great. I always enjoyed these type of films. It's just it's always a guilty pleasure to watch these action films.
Guilty pleasure. Is it? Yeah, gosh. Everyone's got their go-to. Well, that's good to hear, I suppose. It's good to hear that people want to watch them.
So we have to ask you is what initially drew you that you wanted to be part of Hounds of War?
I mean, I didn't have too much time to consider whether or not I could sort of and ah about it. The movie was starting with like less than 72 hours of decision making time and luxury. So I had to, factor in whether or not I could do the job proficiently with the time frame that I was given. And, I'm thankfully I know Frank Grillo from before, so that made it easy being able to step on a set with somebody that I have all my scenes with. And it was shooting in Malta. So, those elements made it quite appealing. So I know this character. I know how to play this character. So it was a fairly effortless one for me to show up and do this one.
Is it challenging to do a quick turnaround for the script and the preparation and because you also get physical in this film.
The physical part is the easy part for me. The choreography and the fight sequences are always actually oddly the easiest part, because the stunt team and the coordinator always know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing. And so when you step into their world, you are literally taken on a journey where you are guided and handheld by usually the best department, in my opinion, on the entire in the entire movie, in my experience. And so what becomes tricky is you've got a ton of dialogue, which I didn't in this one. I mean, enough, but like if you've got a real dialogue heavy script and you don't have much time, that's difficult. That's the most challenging part for me. Remembering words with, very short notice is mentally taxing. The rest of it is all, if you have a good crew and you have a director who knows what he's doing, you've got a great first AD, you've got good heads of department, you're just such a small part in the equation, really. And so, and I think remembering that is really important, that it's not about me and it's not about the lead actor or the hero or the heroine. It's not. There are so many other moving parts. And so when you feel that you're walking onto a set where people know what they're doing, you just slot in. Your job is to slot in and make the day go gently. And so if I feel that I can prepare in time and I have a good rapport with the stunt team, which I always do because they're just the coolest, I know that I can do my job and go to bed at night with a smile on my face because we've all had a nice day, and that's ultimately more important than anything else. It really is to me.
And of course an on-screen partner like Frank. I didn't realize you worked with him before. And what kind of relationship you guys had that ease into a project like this?
Frank and I are sort of like siblings in a way that we know exactly how each other's mechanisms work. In that, when you've had, if you've been able to work with somebody before, it's almost like understanding a piece of music in a way because you understand the notes and the instruments that are being and there's a familiarity. And so I could already hear how Frank was going to say, even though it's not predictable, but knowing somebody's cadences, knowing someone's mannerisms, knowing somebody's isms and idiosyncrasies, and either letting them affect you or not letting them affect you, letting them inform the character or not. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a different dance because we know each other. But within that, you can almost create more because you can create a sort of a safety zone for each other, which if you don't know another actor, you're figuring each other out as you're working. But when you know each other, it's like you can kind of mess around with each other a bit more as well. There's a nice buoyancy between these two characters where even though they've been through an awful lot together, there's a lightness between them. There's a like, I know you, I know, and that texture of knowing somebody is something that you can't put in a script.
So true, so true. And it doesn't hurt the fact that you got to be at a beautiful location as Malta. I mean, how was that? That's like a workation for some of us if we had a chance.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, listen, there are so many locations that I've shot at that are not Malta, so it's like you'll take this one and go, thank you, that was lovely, I'll take that. It is, it's the ability to be able to travel and experience a place while working is to me the ultimate. I'm the worst person at lying on a beach and just going on a vacation. I can't even remember the last time I actually went on a vacation because it feels too luxurious. So the ability to be able to go and actually do something and integrate with the culture and meet the crew. And I mean, also there was crew that came over from Bulgaria that I had worked with like years ago. I can't remember if it was our first or second AD. Our first AD was someone who I'd done Spartacus with when I was like 25 years of age, that I hadn't seen for like 20 years. And he was like and he'd flown over and it's the beauty of shooting in Europe and why I prefer shooting in Europe now and around, that part of the world, because all the crew is dotting and moving around from all over the place. So you have like a multicultural experience. It's not just about the movie you're shooting.
Most excellent. Well, let me wrap it up with one more thing, Rona. So what's up next with you, and why do you enjoy keeping busy so much?
Why do I enjoy keeping busy? What
Yeah,
am I keeping busy doing? Keeping busy doing what?
doing all these projects for with yourself.
Well, I'm keeping busy with my animal sanctuary right now. That's what I'm doing. I run a nonprofit. So that's the sort of the love of my life. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
Oh,
So
indeed.
I'm sitting right now in a 400-acre sanctuary where I rescue, rehabilitate, and rewild horses. So my focus is on creating more awareness in how we treat animals and how we can learn from them, and creating projects around that, retreats where people can come and heal and reconnect. And at the same time, hopefully be able to work on nice projects with nice people. I sort of like got to that stage of my life where putting eggs in different baskets and taking care of what's more important. And so obviously, I like to work and I need to work in the film industry. It's what I do, what I've done for over 25 years. But I'm just more selective about who I work with and where I work, based on the fact that life is very short. So on that note, I have Red Sonja coming up, who I worked with MJ Bassett, a very old friend of mine. I worked with her on Strike Back many years ago. So that's coming up with Matilda Lutz. And that was just lovely people, lovely crew, lovely cast. So the idea is to keep on working on projects with people that are grateful to be there, because it's an amazing job when we get to do it.
Most excellent, Rona. Thank you very much for carrying this conversation with us about Hounds of War. And you're doing a great thing with your animal sanctuary. I did not know about that, but I will look it up and spread the word for you.
Check it out. It's called The Last Ark Orphanage.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care.